Hey folks, this is Mad Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet, and I am black up in your face again with some more pro-black commentary. So hopefully this should be a quick video, but I had to address this because I've seen it several places on social media and someone actually came to my channel with this nonsense. And it's these there are these people who are non-black who have a problem with black people not supporting Israel or supporting Palestine in this new conflict that they're having right now. Because once again, like I explained in the old video, these people have been fighting since that area was even, occupied with any people at all. As soon as that area got populated, there have been people fighting over it. And these two particular groups have been fighting for a few centuries now. And to the point where I would assume most people around the world are numb to it because it's like, okay, yeah, they're fighting in Palestine. Whoop-de-doo. That's what they always do, right? So I said that black people here in America are just going to stay out of this one. Okay, you folks are going to have to figure it out on your own. You people, anytime there's a situation where a black person is murdered by the police or a black person is murdered by one of these crazy ass vigilantes, you always say, well, black people kill each other. You guys kill each other, black on black crime. Why don't you worry about your own neighborhoods? Why don't you worry about not having fathers or single parenthood and all this other stuff, right? Don't you say that? Worry about abortions in your community. Okay, fine. So that's what we're going to worry about then. So since you told us that, since that's what you told black people we need to be worried about when some injustice is committed against us, now when you fools are fighting each other, that's what we're going to worry about. Black people are going to worry about our own people and fixing our own community. Is that okay? Right? But some fool has come to my channel, and I've seen this other places as well, and it's so ridiculous. But they came with the Martin Niemöller quote, and I might not be pronouncing his name correctly because I don't know how to speak that the German language, so I might be pronouncing it wrong. But you've all heard the quote before, and the quote it goes like this. I'll just read it for you, where they say, first they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I'm not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I am not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. Right? So this was a quote from a pastor who's a Protestant pastor in Germany during the rise of the Nazi Party. And basically he was saying that, he saw them coming for these other groups of people and he did nothing or said nothing. In fact, historically, he actually supported a lot of the Nazis' early work in his country. But when they actually came for him later on, when they fully took over, there was no one out there to speak for him, and he got put in a concentration camp. Okay, so now you have these. I'm trying to think of a word for them. Well, I can't think of a good word for them, but these pieces of trash, because that's what they are. If they're going to use this quote as a way to get me to care about what's going on in Palestine right now, that's what they are, as a piece of trash, right? Because now they're trying to use this quote to guilt trip black people into going to, I guess, to supporting one side or the other, right? And someone actually came to my channel with that nonsense. And I told them that both sides of this conflict, both the Israelis and the Jews on that side and the Palestinians, the Arabs on that side, you already came for black people. In fact, if we were going to remake this quote by this German pastor, you can say they came for black people and you people sat around and did absolutely nothing. Okay? Because that's exactly what happened. In fact, not only did you people just sit there and do nothing, you actively participated in our oppression. Do you understand that? Jews actively participated in black oppression in this country. Okay? Going all the way back to the slave trade. All right? Financing and everything else. they actively participated in that. And then later on, they used a lot of black people within the entertainment industry and took their money. I mean, that's historical fact. I'm not trying to be, I know someone's going to come out and call me anti-Semitic for even saying that, but that's their shield, and uh, that's their smoke screen for doing wrong things to people. When they do something wrong to somebody and someone calls it out, they say you're being anti-Semitic. They did it to Dr. King. They did it to Malcolm X. They do it to Elijah Muhammad. They do it to Minister Farrakhan. They did it to Dr. Khalid Muhammad. Anyone who disagrees with them and calls them out on their BS, they're anti-Semitic. I get it. All right. I know the game. It doesn't work on me. I'm still going to call it out. All right. So, uh, they already came for black people. Likewise, on the Arab Palestinian side, they actively had their own slave trade going on with black people over there. They were, in fact, a lot of these Arabs were the first ones to enslave black Africans, okay, and still do. A lot of slavery still goes on in these Arab countries. They don't want to talk about it. Every once in a while, a video will come out and they'll showcase, a black person getting abused by these demons over there, and you don't realize that these black people are actually their slaves. They actually own these people. And that's why I don't understand black people wanting to go visit Dubai and all these other countries, giving these people money, knowing that they still actively enslave our people. Fuck Dubai. Okay? I'm not going over there to give these people any more money than they already have taken from us in blood. All right? But but that's the thing. It's like both of these sides have already come for black people. And once again, and even if you want to pretend that you did nothing, when you saw black people being abused by these Anglo-Saxons, when you saw black people being abused by the English or the British or whatever, you stood back and did absolutely nothing. So you should not be trying to throw this quote on me. You should throw this quote on yourselves. Okay? Because when they came for black people, you did absolutely nothing. And now when you two are shooting at each other, now you want black people to participate? Fuck that. No, we're not going to participate. We're not going to take a side. You can't even get mad at us, really, for being neutral. We're not going to. It's not like we're even saying that we're supporting one side, killing the other. We're just saying we're neutral on it. You guys do what you're going to do, okay? And we'll worry about ourselves in this regard. That's the way it's going to have to be. Because once you two stop fighting and you decide to turn your attention back on oppressing us, you're not going to do anything to help us, right? You're not going to start speaking out against violence against black people. And some of you idiots out here are getting tangled up in the fact that, well, during the 2020 protest or whatever, there are people in Palestine and Israel or wherever, protesting for George Floyd. That's nonsense. Everyone jumped on the bandwagon back then. Everyone jumped on the bandwagon. That doesn't count for anything. That doesn't mean they supported black people. It's just, like I said, people were jumping on the damn bandwagon. All right? And then not only were they jumping on the bandwagon, but basically what they were doing was taking the death of George Floyd and twisting it for their own ends. They were saying or trying to equate or make a false equivalent, saying, well, black people are oppressed in America just like we are oppressed by our own police here in this country, or we are oppressed by this other country's military. That's basically all they were doing, was using George Floyd as a proxy to get attention for their own problems. That doesn't mean they support black people. Black people need to stop that. Stop inviting everyone to the cookout, because I keep seeing stupid shit like that. No one's invited to the cookout. There is no cookout. Okay? There's no cookout for them to join in on anyway, because we're not having a party. All right? There is no party here. We're not here to have fun and listen to music and shake our butts together. Enough of that shit. Black people have been doing that forever, inviting other people to our parties, and all they do is steal from us anyway. No more parties. We need to stop partying. It's time to be a little bit more serious anyway. Stop jumping around and always wanting to shake your butt with these foreigners or people from these other cultures. That's why they come in, and they'll come in and party with you, and then 10 years later they'll say, well, we're the ones that created that type of music anyway, which is nonsense. That's what they're doing with hip-hop and every other form of music in this country. They come in and party with you and say, well, we were dancing too. And my cousin Hiram, he got up on stage and blew the horn with those black musicians, so we created jazz music. No, you didn't. Stop that trash. Okay? Stop inviting people to the cookout. No more cookouts. Don't need to be eating that trash food anyway, black folks. But yeah, I'm getting off track here. But I'm just saying, when they come to you guys with these ridiculous quotes, trying to guilt trip you into supporting one side or the other, don't go for that trash. Don't go for that. When they start spouting platitudes, they need to listen to that shit themselves and ask the question. Well, when black people were in trouble, why didn't you come to our aid? Why didn't you come to support us? Okay, when they came for black people, where were you? And matter of fact, not only where were you an active participant in our misery? Okay, that's the things we need to talk about. Anyway, you folks let me know how you feel about it in the comments section. I very much like to hear your opinions on this. And this is Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on the devil's back.